And now for the review of one of the bottles that I very happily brought home from the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. We're going to review Evan Williams 12-year Red Label 101 proof. So this is a bottle that's always been a kind of a bucket list item for me. I mean, there's just so many great bottles out there, but for some reason this one's intrigued me. And it's a bunch of reasons. I mean, locally, everyone sees certainly the Black Label 86 proof, which is one of the best-selling bourbons, certainly in the country, if not the world. The White Label Evan Williams Bottled and Bond 1783, and of course the single barrel vintage data that actually is of the other expressions I've tried. I like that one the best, with the 1783 right after that. But this is something that you just don't see because it's only sold in two places. So prior to 2013, this used to be just an export only sold in Japan. In 2013, with the opening of the Evan Williams Bourbon Experience downtown Louisville, which unfortunately I did not get to visit, which I wanted to, it is now also sold there. So it's either in Japan or at the Evan Williams Bourbon Experience at the distillery. That's it. And it's just something that's really intriguing. And also what makes it kind of intriguing is because outside of the single bar, which again is 86 proof, I mean, this is just, it's what you would expect of just a bottom shelf, it's just nothing great. $16 to $18, at least by me in Jersey. This one's better than that. This is like 20 to as high as 24 in New Jersey, and then you see the others. The single barrel is like 38 or something like that, and Evan Williams a little bit less than that. So this is just something I've wanted to see, but it's intrigued me very much because this is just in a different age category than any of the others. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be reviewing this on this video. And then what I'm going to do is I'm doing a kind of a comparison, a blind comparison. I'm going to stick this one into the mix of it, but the real comparison, I know which one's going to be better, but there's a reason why, is the White Label, because it's 100 proof, and this is 101 proof. So what we're really going to do in the next video is we're going to isolate with the effective age. Because it's not the proof. We're going to kind of keep them within one proof point. We're going to see how much better something that's probably about 4 years old versus the same juice that's 12 years old. And then, of course, we'll throw the Black Label in. But for this one, let's focus on this. This is, again, 101 proof, 12 years old. It's the same mash bill as the others. That's what makes this fascinating. 78% corn, 10% rye, 12% malted barley. Now, at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, I did pay $150 for this. I to myself thought, yes, that's definitely pricey, but it's just something that I'm just never going to see. If I went to the distillery, Evan Williams Experience, that's what I would pay there. It's got the little logo of the Evan Williams Bourbon Experience on it. So it's not going to be any cheaper. If I go to Japan, it probably would be cheaper, but I'm not going to Japan anytime soon. So I just said, this is one of them. I'm at the festival. There's a special bottle I'm going to bring home. This was definitely one of them, and we have it right here. So I am... when I crack this open, I have a strange suspicion, I believe, that this is a screw top on the head, but we're going to see. I thought it was a cork, but I've read otherwise. I think they just basically, it's the same bottle, and they fancy this up with this red, with this gold wax. So let's crack this open. I am so anxious to see how I like it. Just before I do that, I did taste this in a little plastic cup at the festival, and I thought it was, I even said on my video, I thought it was noticeably better. The only reason that I kind of hesitate is because it was early on, so I think my opinion's solid. But when you're tasting a lot of different pours, things melt together. I've had nothing, to eat, nothing before this. So let's crack this open and just see how good it really is. Here we go. If you want to see this up close, that's the front, and there is the logo from the Evan Williams Bourbon Experience. The side looks very much like the other, and this side and the back. Okay, I was right. There's the wax. It is a screw top. You just take the wax off. You have the same, screw top as these. Okay, I'm sure I'm going to love this, but Evan Williams, why not give it a cork? You give the single barrel, the vintage dated, a cork. This is so much more expensive. And see, that's the other thing. It's you got the same exact bottle as the inexpensive 20. I know what matters is what's inside, but sometimes a little packaging can be good too. Definite screw top. Wow. This could be the only $150 bottle I've ever seen that is not a cork. Despite that, we're going to classy this up a little bit, and it's not wax, and it's not a screw top. We're going to use our beautiful Diamas glass special pour, despite the bottle, despite the screw top. Let's get into this. That's a beautiful nose. Rich. I'm getting just caramel bursting out of this right now. Classic vanilla, just classic bourbon smells. Let's give this a taste. Cheers. It's very, very good. It is very, very good. It's exactly what I thought at the festival. Nothing different. You have, I mean, this is classic caramel vanilla. I'm recognizing, underlying, I'll call it that Evan Williams taste, but it's just so much more refined at 12 years. That's why this is going to be very interesting, because we're going to be isolating the proof and then just focusing on the difference of age between, we'll call it 4 years and certainly at least 12 years here. This is a batch, means the minimum, there could be something that's older in here, but certainly 12 years. Almost a little cherry too. Well, this is very good. Now, I got this. It's a novelty. I'll never see it. Is this worth $150? No, I do not think so, and it's confirmed. I'm always big about, I was talking to people last at the festival, I'm very big on a good value, what the best value is. This is not something that I think is worth $150. It's 12 years old, yes, but let's think about it. Knob Creek 12. And it's 100, Knob Creek 12's, 100 proof. 70, it could be as high as 79. I got it for like in the 60s by me. I don't want to go to when I talk about Eagle Rare 12 because it'll probably be more than that, but it shouldn't be. But I just think a Knob Creek is a nice example of that. But this is not, especially, and but the packaging and everything, this is very good. It's not $150 good, But then again, I mean, how many bottles really, other than some really special ones, are? This is very, very good. So it's going to be very interesting in the next video to compare it, to see what, we'll call it a $20 to $24 bottle, usually 20. I think I'd probably overpay, but I got this because I really wanted to compare this against this. And certainly we'll throw that in, but how much different, is you get your $20 versus $150 for another 8 years. So next video. This was the bottle I wanted to bring home. Are there any regrets? No, because this is just special. It's a one-time purchase. I'll never see it again. I just wish it had a cork. But anyway, on to the next video. Next time, we'll do a blind. Cheers.